Hi guys, today I'll be sharing with you the feed-wake sleep cycle for 3 to 6 week old babies. Please consult with your doctor before you try to replicate my schedule. But if you have a healthy baby, you should generally be able to do what I'm doing for my little bubba. So this is going to be your schedule for 3 to 6 weeks. So as you can see, you have 8 feeds in total until they're 7 weeks old, and then I will share with you what to do when they're 7 to 10 weeks old. But for now, I'll share the 3 to 6 week schedule. 8 feeds in total. You're gonna start at 3 a.m. in the morning, 6 a.m., 9 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m., 5:30 p.m., 8 p.m., and your last feed is gonna be 10 p.m. I know it's crazy, but trust me, you can do it. So every time you're gonna wake the baby up, I know it sounds very bad, you'll feel like a terrible mom waking your baby up each time trying to get the calories in him, but trust me, it's for your good and for your child's good. You're gonna feel amazing throughout the day. And why do we need to have so many feeds during the day? It's because they need to have the sufficient calories to be able to sleep through the night. So the whole point is going to be you're trying to put the calories in the baby during the day, so he is fine and happy and he can sleep through the night. The idea is from the book called Baby Wise. I followed this book. I put my own hours, but if you want more thorough explanation, you can get the book, but I try to make it as easy as possible for you guys. Yes, I know it's crazy. You look at it, it's 8 feeds a day, but look at how many times you need to feed your baby when they're 48 to 52 weeks old, which is going to be around a year old. So only 4 feeds. So we're trying to get to this stage, right? And we're going to do it right. Let's start with the first feed of the day, which usually will start at 3 a.m. in the morning when you have a 3 to 6 week old baby. As you can see, this little one was already pretty hungry at 3 a.m. in the morning. He was awake. I didn't even have to wake him up. He is actually five weeks old in this video. Usually, the rule of thumb, they say, is when they are let's say 3 weeks old, they can go without a feed for 3 hours. If they're 4 weeks old, they can go without a feed for 4 hours. If they're 5 weeks old, they can do 5 hour. 6 weeks old, 6 hour, and you understand so what I'm talking about, until they're about 10 to 12 weeks, and then maximum you let them go without a feed. This is, I'm talking about nighttime feed, right? Is going to be 12 hours. So this is my early in the morning feed, 3 a.m. feed. I'm exhausted, that's why I'm not showing my face, but I look dead, and you will as well. But hang in there, trust the process, and just know that you're gonna get there. This is the hardest part, feeding them so often when they're so young, but you'll get there. So yeah, don't forget, every feed every time you wake your baby up, you're gonna burp them. After each boob, they drain one boob. You make sure you burp them, and then you put them on the other boob and then burp them again. And then when they're finished drinking the milk, you kind of sit with them for 2 minutes or 5 minutes. I like sitting with him and talking to him for 5 minutes, and then I change the nappy and put him to sleep. So usually when they're so young, night times actually, when you wake them up at night times, they're pretty much not going to have wake time. 3 a.m. in the morning, don't try to play with them. 3 a.m. they wake up, you feed them, it'll take about 30 minutes, 15 each boob, or sometimes it'll take even 50 minutes. So 25 minutes each boob. All depends. You let them eat as much as they possibly want to, but don't go over 40 minutes. I would say 40-50 minutes is maximum for both boobs. After that, they don't get the boob. So yeah, don't forget to change the nappy. And just put them back to sleep. That's it. And yeah. So yeah, remember, 3 a.m. in the morning, you wake them up, you feed them. They probably will be awake. You feed them, you burp them, change the nappy, sit with them for 5 minutes, let them pretty much digest the food a little bit, and you just put them back to sleep.
Well done. Come on, not the hiccups.
And yeah, there he goes. Pooping and hiccuping at the same time.
Whoa. Good job.
And while you're enjoying watching my terrible skills of swaddling a baby, I have an announcement. I'm actually working on designing an organizer for mums. So watch this space. As soon as it is available, the link will be in the description box below. And if you're watching this video after 2 years of this being posted and it is still not there, don't judge me. I promise I'm working on it, and I'll get there as soon as possible. And you will see the link in the description box below to purchase if it is already available. So when he was 3 to 5 weeks, I wrapped him and I put him to sleep on his back. So you probably have heard about SIDS, which is sudden infant death syndrome. Babies dying in their sleep. So they recommend you put them on their back because it's so much easier for them to move their neck if they're gonna throw up and release the vomit. Next feed is going to be 6 a.m. in the morning, which is your second feed of the day. As you can see, he is fast asleep. He's been sleeping for 3 hours, so 3 a.m. Now it's 6 a.m. in the morning. I usually have to wake him up because he just loves sleeping at this time of the day, of the morning I should say. So I try to wake him up and feed him. As you can see, he loves his stretches. He feeds. Make sure he doesn't want to wake up. So make sure, again, you feed him, you burp him, you change the nappy. Don't forget to change the nappy. And at this time, 6 o'clock, my hubby usually comes and takes him and puts him to sleep, because I am absolutely exhausted because I had to wake up 3 a.m. in the morning and 6 a.m. So hubby is fantastic. He takes Bubba, he changes his nappy and lets me have a little bit of a rest.
Has he burped?
I usually go to sleep because I'm so exhausted. Sometimes I cannot, but yeah, takes him and I go back to sleep, and I wake up at 9 a.m. in the morning, which is gonna be his third feed of the day. He's usually very hungry at this time, but again, I feed him. Remember, feeding, changing the nappy, burping him, changing the nappy. Actually 6 a.m. you don't have to play with them at 6 a.m. You play with them at 9 a.m. So 9 a.m. he has a bit of a wake time and goes back to sleep. So next feed is at 12 p.m. and my little bubba was starved, so I fed him at 11:25 this time. And now it's the 3 p.m. feed. As you can see, he's very alert. And this is like one of the perfect times to feed your baby, change the nappy, and play with him. Do some exercises with him. So yeah, that's what we do. Here you can see some exercises that we do with my little bubba. These are some arm exercises. And he just loves them. Daddy loves. This is just a great time for your partner to be involved. You know, because they don't feed the baby. Most of the time you hold the baby, you feed the baby, and dads can feel a bit left out. But this is just such a great time to let your partner take your kid and do whatever they want to do with the kid. But yeah, these are some leg exercises that he loves. From his childhood we started strengthening his arms and legs, and he started rolling over pretty early, very early. He was like very young, maybe 3 weeks he rolled over, which is really young. Usually they say 3 months, and our little bubba rolled over at 3 weeks. So there you go. So make sure that your partner is involved as well, exercising, helping you to exercise your child. As you can see, he's struggling quite a lot, but it's okay. If he's not crying, you can know what the bad cry is and what the good cry is. If he's struggling a little bit, it's alright. This is really good exercise for him. Pretty much, my husband puts the arm and folds his legs. He is kind of pressed up with his legs, with his feet on my husband's arm, and he just pushes himself forward.
There you go.
So yeah, look at him, 5 weeks old, and he's just doing fantastic. He's a very strong boy because we didn't neglect this part of his development, and usually a lot of mums do, and some dads are, you know, they're not helpful. They don't help mothers. Sometimes I'm very tired and Brendan takes over and does the exercises, so we don't neglect the little one. So fathers always need to be present for this. Your 6th feed of the day is at 5:30. So yeah, again, wake him up, and he's not going to be as hungry. Usually I'll find 5:30 he's not that hungry. So 8 p.m. 7th feed of the day, again, you feed them, burp them, change the nappy, and play with them a little bit, and then put them to sleep. At 8 p.m. after I feed him and I play with him a little bit, I like showering him. I think this is the perfect time to shower him, because 10 p.m. is way too late. If you feed him, shower him, put him to sleep, you're going to end up staying awake until 11:30, 12. So yeah, you shower him and put him to sleep, and 10 p.m. is going to be your last feed of the day. 10 p.m. he is going to be exhausted. He is not going to be wanting to wake up. It is the hardest time of the day to wake him up. I don't know, it was the most stressful. I literally tried absolutely everything to wake him up at 10 p.m. I'm so glad 10 p.m. is out of the way. I don't have to wake him up anymore at 10 p.m. But when they're so little, you have to wake them up every 3 hours during the day, and feed them, and yeah.
There we go. This might help.
wakey time. Half an hour. I don't need more than that. I think it's amazing to know this stuff. I had no idea that you had to feed babies so many times a day, and instead of doing cry feeds, which I never do, the worst thing to do, you just make sure that you feed them thoroughly during the day. You put the calories in there so that they can sleep through the night. That's the whole idea of waking them up every 3 hours during the day, not letting them sleep too much, because first of all, they're going to be tired because you didn't let them sleep for hours and hours during the day, and during the nighttime they decide that it's, they don't want to go to sleep and they want to be awake the whole time. So yeah, and they're not going to be hungry because you put all the calories in them during the day. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and next video is going to be when they're 7 to 10